Hey junkies. So this one goes out to all of you, especially if you live in the modern world. It is called upper crossed syndrome, and it looks something like this. Look familiar? That's because we all do it. We all do it, especially with our devices right in front of us. Our shoulder blades protract or they move apart, and then the front of the shoulder rounds in, and then the chin juts out. So as always, we're going to look at what it looks like in motion and then the steps we can take to address it. Okay, so you saw in both of those, it's very similar, those movements. In both of those though, everything was collapsing and my chest was closing off and then my chin kept on going forward. So what we have to do in a warrior three, I focused on pulling the shoulders back. I like to think of it as squeezing a pencil in between my shoulder blades. And then instead of looking forward, I tuck the chin slightly down and I pick a point about 3 feet in front of me to look at. For a push-up, what I did was my fingertips were internally rotating, my upper arms were rotating in, my shoulders were at my ears, and then I kept on trying to look forward, and I couldn't even bend my elbows, really. So what I did was I turned the hands so that the index fingers were parallel or even slightly turned out. I pulled the shoulders down the back and I made sure I was squeezing my buttocks, and then instead of looking forward, I tucked the chin toward the chest, not rounded it, but just elongated the back of the neck. And then I had pretty much a full range of motion. Okay, that is upper cross syndrome for you. Like I said, super, super common. And we really want to be mindful not only of how we move when we're engaged in physical activity, but also how we're just holding ourselves throughout the day, our common posture. So if you find yourself doing that, remember to think about lifting the chest and allowing the chin to soften. Some stretches you can do for areas of tightness. For the pecs, you can bring a forearm to the wall, elbow at shoulder height, and walk away from the wall. And then also a few days back, I had a jaw neck release, which would stretch out the traps, the levator scapula, and the SCL, also common areas of tightness associated with upper cross syndrome. So you can go back in the archives and find that everyday epiphany. Things to strengthen, your pulling muscles, your back muscles. So in yoga, that means back bends like cobra, squeezing between the shoulder blades. And then if you're more into the fitness area of things, or both, anything that pulls.